Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Welcome to Audiobook Warehouse. Today we are going to talk about book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Introduction. What if everything you were taught about money was wrong? Two fathers, two beliefs, two completely different financial outcomes. Robert Kiyosaki explains that he was raised by two influential men, both of whom he respected deeply. One was his biological father, highly educated, intelligent, and hardworking. He earned advanced degrees, worked for the government, believed in job security, and valued academic success above all else. Despite all this education, he struggled financially throughout his life. Robert refers to him as his poor dad, not because he lacked money intentionally, but because his thinking about money kept him poor. The other father was his best friend's dad, a businessman who never finished high school. He built businesses, invested, employed people, and became financially independent. Robert calls him his rich dad, not just because he had money, but because he understood how money works. Both men were strong role models. Both worked hard. Both loved their families. But they taught opposite lessons about money. Poor dad believed, study hard, get good grades, find a stable job, work for a company, save money, avoid risk. Rich dad believed, learn how money works, build businesses, buy assets, make money work for you. Use failure as a teacher. Robert grew up listening to both sides. Instead of choosing one blindly, he observed the results. And the results were clear. Poor dad always said, I can't afford it. Rich dad asked, how can I afford it? That one difference in language shaped their entire financial lives. The introduction sets the tone for the whole book. This is not a how-to guide filled with formulas. It is a mindset shift. The book challenges everything society teaches about money, especially the belief that hard work alone leads to wealth. Robert makes it clear, money problems are not caused by lack of income. They are caused by lack of financial education. Chapter 1 Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. This lesson introduces the most important idea of the book. If you work only for money, you'll always be controlled by it. Kiyosaki explains how fear and desire trap people in a lifelong cycle. 1. Fear of not having money leads to people work harder. 2. They get paid, then feel relief. 3. Desire more comfort, then spend more. 4. Bills increase, then fear returns. This is called the rat race. Poor dad taught, work hard, climb the ladder, depend on raises and promotions. Rich dad taught, learn first, earn later. Understand how money flows. Don't let emotions control decisions. Most people are afraid of losing money. Because of this fear, they avoid investing. They avoid entrepreneurship. They choose safety over growth. Rich dad allowed Robert to experience working without pay, teaching him that jobs are temporary, skills are permanent, learning is more valuable than wages. Key ideas from this lesson. Money magnifies who you are. Fear is more powerful than logic. The rich control money, the poor obey it. Comfort is the enemy of financial growth. The lesson concludes by emphasizing that financial freedom begins when you stop working just for a paycheck and start learning how money works. Chapter 2. Lesson 2. Why teach financial literacy? Financial literacy is the foundation of wealth. Kiyosaki defines it as the ability to read financial statements, understand cash flow, know the difference between assets and liabilities. The golden rule, assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Examples, assets, businesses, rental properties, stocks, bonds, royalties. Liabilities, personal homes for most people, cars, consumer debt. Schools teach reading, writing, math, science. But they don't teach money. As a result, people earn more, but still stay broke. Doctors and lawyers go bankrupt. High income not equal to wealth. Kiyosaki explains that many people buy liabilities while thinking they are assets. Bigger houses, new cars, lifestyle upgrades. The wealthy focus on cash flow, ownership, long-term income streams. He also introduces the importance of balance sheets, income statements, Tracking money direction, not just amount. The lesson stresses, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep, and how long it works for you. Chapter 3, Lesson 3. Mind your own business. Most people believe that working hard at their job means they are minding their own business. Rich Dad strongly disagreed. He taught Robert that a job is not a business. A job pays you money. A business makes you money. Rich Dad explained that the biggest mistake people make is spending their entire lives building someone else's dream. They focus all their energy on their employer's success while neglecting their own financial future. This chapter teaches a powerful shift in thinking. You can have a job, but you must also build assets that belong to you. Rich Dad encouraged Robert to keep his job for stability, but focus his real energy on building his asset column. Your asset column includes investments, businesses, income-producing property, intellectual assets. Most people put everything they earn into their expense column. The rich prioritize the asset column first. This chapter also highlights why many people remain financially stuck even with good incomes. They focus on promotions, raises, and bonuses, but never on ownership. Ownership creates freedom. Income alone does not. Rich Dad's philosophy was clear. Work enough to survive, but invest to become free. This chapter encourages listeners to rethink how they use their time and money, and to begin building something that works for them even when they stop working. Chapter 4. Lesson 4. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. In this chapter, Robert explains something most people never question: why the tax system exists the way it does. Taxes were originally introduced to tax the rich, but the rich found a way to legally protect themselves through corporations. A corporation is not just a business structure, it is a legal tool. Rich Dad explained that employees earn money, then pay taxes, then pay expenses. Corporations earn money, then pay expenses, then pay taxes. That one difference changes everything. The rich use corporations to reduce tax burden, protect assets, control income, reinforce long-term wealth. This chapter is not about avoiding taxes illegally. It is about understanding the rules and using them wisely. Poor Dad believed taxes were unfair, but unavoidable. Rich Dad believed taxes were a system that could be understood and navigated with education. The key takeaway: the more you learn about money, the less you pay in taxes. This chapter reinforces why financial education is power. Chapter 5. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. Most people believe wealth comes from working harder. Rich Dad believed wealth comes from creativity and courage. In this chapter, Robert explains that opportunities are everywhere, but most people don't see them because they are afraid. Fear of losing money, looking foolish, failing, being criticized. Rich Dad taught Robert that money is not physical, it is an idea. The rich invent money by seeing opportunities others miss, acting when others hesitate, using knowledge to reduce risk. People who say, "I can't afford it," close their minds. People who ask, "How can I afford it?" Open possibilities. This chapter encourages listeners to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start developing financial creativity through learning and action. Chapter 6, Lesson 6. Work to learn, not to earn. In this chapter, Robert Kiyosaki challenges one of the most deeply ingrained beliefs in society, that the purpose of work is to earn money. Poor Dad believed the safest path in life was specialization. He encouraged Robert to choose one profession, become very good at it, and climb the career ladder. This advice is common and it works for stability, but Rich Dad believed it was a dangerous limitation. Rich Dad taught that the goal of work should not be money alone. The real value of a job is what it teaches you. Many people spend their entire lives chasing higher pay while ignoring skill development. As a result, they become highly paid, but easily replaceable. When economic conditions change, technology advances, or companies downsize, these people are left vulnerable. Rich Dad believed that the most successful people are not specialists. They are generalists with strong core skills. He encouraged Robert to learn sales, marketing, communication, leadership, accounting, investing, negotiation. According to Rich Dad, if you fear selling, you will always work for someone who doesn't. This chapter explains that many people fail financially not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack confidence in dealing with money and people. They avoid sales, avoid leadership, and avoid responsibility, keeping themselves financially small. Robert shares that he deliberately took jobs that paid less but taught him more. He worked in sales to overcome fear of rejection. He worked in marketing to understand how products move. He learned accounting to read financial statements. The lesson is clear. Money follows skills. If you chase money without skills, wealth disappears quickly. If you build skills, money follows naturally. This chapter encourages listeners to rethink career decisions, not by asking how much does this pay, but what will this teach me? Chapter 7, Overcoming Obstacles. This chapter explains why most people never become rich, even when they know what to do. Robert outlines 5 major obstacles that stop people from achieving financial freedom. 1. Fear. Fear of losing money is stronger than the desire to gain it. Most people avoid investing not because it's impossible, but because they are afraid of making mistakes. The rich understand that losses are part of learning. They use failure as feedback, not as a reason to quit. 2. Cynicism. People criticize what they don't understand. They say, it's too risky. That won't work. Only rich people can do that. Cynicism kills opportunity before it starts. 3. Laziness. Laziness often hides behind the word busy. People say they don't have time to learn about money, but spend hours watching TV or scrolling on their phones. 4. Bad habits. Many people pay bills first and invest last. The rich do the opposite. They invest first, then use discipline to manage expenses. 5. Arrogance. Thinking you already know enough prevents growth. The rich constantly learn. The poor resist learning. This chapter emphasizes that financial success is an internal battle before it is an external one. Chapter 8, Getting Started. In this chapter, Robert shifts from mindset to action. He explains that knowledge without action is useless. Rich Dad taught that taking small, intelligent steps is more important than waiting for perfection. Robert outlines practical steps to begin the journey. 1. Find a reason bigger than fear. Strong emotional reasons create discipline. 2. Choose daily habits wisely. What you do daily determines your financial future. 3. Learn before you invest. Education reduces risk. 4. Make offers. Opportunities don't come to those who wait. 5. Pay yourself first. Build assets before upgrading lifestyle. 6. Be generous. Giving creates long-term abundance mindset. This chapter reinforces that wealth is built over time, not overnight. It is a result of consistent learning, disciplined action, and long-term thinking. Chapter 9. Still want more? The final chapter brings everything together. Robert emphasizes that financial education is a lifelong journey. There is no finish line, only growth. He reminds readers that most people choose comfort over freedom. Most people wait instead of act. Most people follow the crowd. The rich think differently. They take responsibility for their financial lives. They don't blame the economy, employers, or government. They focus on learning, adapting, and building. The book ends with a powerful reminder. The world offers abundance to those who are willing to learn. Final conclusion. Rich Dad. Poor Dad is not about becoming rich fast. It is about changing how you think, understanding how money works, building assets, escaping fear, taking control of your financial future. Your income does not determine your wealth. Your mindset does.